Mike, time to run the no-huddle. Here we go. We're going to start in Dallas. Dak Prescott and the boys taking care of Big Blue yesterday. Dak with 3 touchdowns. Cowboys win 44-20. They improved to 4-1 on the season. For the Giants, brutal day for them. Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, Kenny Golladay all knocked out of the game with injuries. Chris Broussard, though, were you impressed with the Cowboys win?
I was, Jenna. And some people might look at, it was 10-10 at one point. It was 17-10, I think, at halftime and not be impressed. But this happens in the NFL where a bad team can hang around for 2 quarters, 2.5 quarters, and then the superior team just runs away from them in the last part of the game. And I think that's what we saw yesterday. I don't see how you cannot be impressed with the Cowboys. The run game, Ezekiel Elliott, Nick, you got to do it today on national TV. You owe Ezekiel Elliott an apology. You said he was washed. You said he was not thunder and lightning with Tony Pollard like I've been insisting. You called him a distant rumble way off in a faraway land. He is thunder. And Pollard is lightning. Second straight game, over 100 yards. Third straight game, over 95 yards. He's averaging over
Pollard's
5 yards
really
a carry
good
in the last 3 games. Pollard, Zeke is the man.
Pollard's really
I actually
good.
would like to see them. I want to see them throw it a little more. Maybe they shouldn't, but Dak still manages 302 yards, 3 touchdowns. But I still want to, with that receiving core, I'd like to see him throw it a little more. But they got a nice formula, and the defense has gotten to the point where it's mediocre. It's a mediocre defense, which is good enough when that offense is that strong.
Oh, come on, dude.
Okay. It's good enough for that offense.
Chris Broussard said, I would love to pull a Chris Broussard right here, and instead of saying I was wrong about Zeke, say I'm motivated Zeke. My commentary is why he's running that hard. But I don't believe that. I think, listen, I may have written Zeke off too early. And I think part of what happened was I saw that Tony Pollard was looking so much better than Zeke. And I didn't even allow for the thought, maybe that's because Tony Pollard's excellent. I was like, well, Tony Pollard's a replacement level running back, and he looks better than Zeke. Maybe it's that Tony Pollard's like a 9 out of 10, and so Zeke was not as good as him, but was still an 8 out of 10. But regardless of what that is, the offense, Mike, looks sensational. Dak looks like he never missed a week, let alone nearly a year. And Trayvon Diggs, they kept targeting him yesterday. He almost had 3 picks. He came down with 1. That's 6 picks in 5 games. Mike, it's a sad play because Daniel Jones got hurt on it. But the way they stoned Daniel Jones on the goal line, it was the 3rd straight play from 1st and goal from the 1. The Cowboys got to stop. To me, Mike, you can make a case this morning that the Cowboys are the best team in the NFC. Right now, I don't see anything they don't do well. And I know the Giants had those injuries, but those are on offense. They didn't have injuries on defense, like to this degree, and the Cowboys scored 44. I think you have to be impressed with the Cowboys this morning, Mike.
Yeah, I don't know if he motivated Zeke or he motivated Mike McCarthy to start running the football more. Whatever the formula is right now, Pollard and Zeke are getting it done, and it's making everything else easier for Dak and the rest of the offense to operate. And then when you look at the defense, these guys are must-see TV right now. I want more of the Cowboys. I want to see more of what they got to offer, especially after what we seen last year. And it's good to see that these guys are striving and doing some really good things and putting an immense amount of pressure on defenses. The offense is coming to play each and every week, and I couldn't be more proud of the Cowboys right now. I just hope they stay on the right track.
And their schedule,
good stuff.
My goodness, their schedule, Jenna, allows for them to really, really stack up some victories over the next month. They easily could be 7-2 at worst, 8-1 maybe over the next 4.
And for the Giants, I think we got to wait and see another injury to Saquon Barkley and see how.
Well. Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here, and let's wake up the football gods. And let me thank Derek Young. Thank you very much for that super chat. You are the first one of the night on that. Before I get into everything, I want to take care of a couple of things. I want y'all to all know that I truly am blessed doing YouTube. YouTube has freaking been incredible for me. I think about yesterday from Daniel Hernandez, from Hawk215, thinking about E2 Blue, thinking about majority of the people that are integral in my life. Jet D, who, Mr. Brisket himself, who ends up, redoing, taking putting the negative backgrounds for me from, Brian SoCal, who does these great artworks and stuff and already has the one done for Pizzle, my latest child. And think about Joseph Heatherly and, of course, his wonderful wife, Maya. They've been going through a whole bunch of stuff. Shout out to them that things have gotten better, and she's doing a whole lot better. But honestly, so many of you, and in fact, all of you are honestly like my family. And so, I care about all of you guys. And one of our family members right now is in the hospital, and that is Brother Stuart Morrison, D2 Stu, who ends up taking care of our Discord channel. Stuart, a lot of you helped donate to Stuart's charity. Stuart is actually in a wheelchair, paralyzed, and shout out to everybody who donated. In fact, I'm supposed to do a drawing for everybody who donated. I'm sorry I forgot about that. He's been dealing with a wound on his foot that unfortunately is not healing, and he may end up having his leg amputated tonight. So I just want everybody to put Stuart, one of our family members, in your thoughts and prayers tonight, and help uplift him as well. And he's not the only one who's out there suffering. He's the one that I know about right now. And so everybody who's dealing with stuff, and that's all of us, we all have to band together, and we are stronger together. And that goes beyond just our Cowboys family. I joke and I kid with people from other teams, from Pizzle to Philly 500 and my man Rio, but it's nothing personal. It's, it's fun being able to, talk about other teams and stuff and kind of wallow in their misery and stuff. So I just wanted to put that out there to everybody to send prayers to my buddy Stuart. And with that, let's go ahead and get on to the show here. And how you all feeling right now? How y'all feeling right now about the Dallas Cowboys? It's so funny listening to Nick Wright, always talking about, the Cowboys, their defense. Just to hear a guy say the Cowboys defense is now mediocre. Mediocre. So you mean the 12 takeaways that they've gotten, mind you, the Cowboys didn't get 12 takeaways until week 14 last year. Mediocre. For Zeke Elliott, who currently is on pace for over 1,500 yards, has right now the highest yards per carry of his career at 5.3. They say, oh, well, Tony Pollard's exceptional. Tony Pollard is so much better than Zeke. He's like a 9, 10, and Zeke is about 8. So, 8's still pretty good, but he's still not Tony Pollard. I'm just kind of like, what the fuck are you smoking? Excuse my language. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cuss. What are you smoking? The Dallas Cowboys offense, which is second in points in the NFL, number one, I believe, in yardage, is killing people. Literally. I'm surprised that Vegas doesn't do an over and under for how many people will leave by cart of the opposition of the Dallas Cowboys. John Gruden resigned. Oh, snap. I hadn't heard that. He was feeling some heat. Wow. I don't know how I feel about that one. Because, wow. I've met John Gruden many years ago. Actually, probably about the time that he said that at Ron Jaworski's cigar party. Of course, I only talked to him for a minute. I think if John Gruden, I think his problem was how he apologized. Had he just apologized, said, you know what, I said some things, I need to move on. I'm upset. I said some things that I shouldn't have said. I'm sorry. But then he went on to kind of gaslight and basically try to justify what he was saying. And that's where it was kind of like, dude, this is not good. And I felt like the team kind of gave him the side eye with that. But you know what? I'm glad that that's not my coach. If you really want to ask me about stuff, here's where, and unfortunately, this is a no-win situation for me, being a black person, to have a conversation on this. But here's the thing that kind of bothers me, and I've talked to this. I've talked to people, some of my friends about this. But here's the thing that I don't understand. So Urban Meyer right now, is truly on the hot seat. I don't know if he's going to resign or get fired or whatever. But the thing I find amazing is you're hearing rumors that Jeff Fisher may be the replacement for Urban Meyer with Jaguars, right? And I was like, Jeff Fisher, when somebody said Jeff Fisher, because they said his resume is great. Let me do something here. Just let me get my numbers to back up for a second here. Let me just look up Jeff Fisher. Let's see. This is where they're talking about, oh, Jeff Fisher, he was a great coach. And I was kind of like, y'all don't remember those years with the Rams where he got fired and immediately they turned things around? So his last season with the Titans, he was 6-10, with St. Louis 7-8-1, 7-9, 6-10, 7-9, 4-9. And they let him go during the season, right? So, okay. So this guy, who is just slightly above 500, he had Steve McNair, which took him to Titans to a Super Bowl, right? They say this guy is a great guy, hire for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, and I'm not saying that he shouldn't get an opportunity to try. Adrian, Gruden is out. Yeah, we're hearing that right now. And that's what I'm kind of talking about here. So I'm sitting here going through, and I'm wondering how come Jim Caldwell doesn't get a chance or ever mentioned for a coaching hire. Jim Caldwell, 14-2, 10-6. Indianapolis, one losing season, 2-4, right? He goes to the Lions and has the Lions 11-5 in the playoffs, 7-9, right? 7-9, 9-7, made the playoffs a second time, 9-7, right? 9-7. He took the Lions to the playoffs twice. Let me say that again. He took the Lions to the playoffs twice, had 2 losing seasons, but yet Jeff Fisher's Jeff Fisher, he's got a great resume. Jeff Fisher had 6 losing seasons in a row. Just wanted to bring that up. Now, John Gruden, well, hey. it's not like John Gruden was setting the world on fire there with the Raiders. This year was the first year that they were actually playing well, and it seemed like they went downhill a bit. So, you know what? DT, seriously, that was the rumor that the Jacksonville Jaguars may want to go get Jeff Fisher. And I'm just kind of like, how about Raven Caldwell? Raven Caldwell took the worst franchise. And the funny thing about this is where the Lions, you really are stupid. And this is where you realize you're cursed. You fired a guy who was 9-7 2 years in a row because that wasn't good enough for you as the Lions coach. Oh, no. We can do better than this guy. We'll go get Matt Patricia. He is one of Bill Belichick's guy. Yeah, he'll do it. He'll get us over the hump, and proceeded to just literally be awful, but ugly. I mean, just the worst. And you look now. Jim Caldwell, anyone? Doesn't even get a chance. John Jones, what's up? So the question will be is who will now become the interim head coach for them, and Adrian Navarro. That's going to be interesting. Who's going to become the new head coach for them? I'm going to say, and you guys might not like me, but I'm going to be honest with you. I wanted. For a while there, I wanted John Gruden to be the coach for the Cowboys because I looked at the situation of John. There's two kinds of coaches out there. There's two kinds of coaches. There are coaches that are team builders and evaluators of talent. Bill Parcells built and found the foundation for the Dallas Cowboys for what Jason Garrett took over and Wade Phillips. He found, the Tony Romos. He found the DeMarcus Wares. He found the Jason Wittens. He got the integral parts for it. That's what Bill Parcells. Everywhere he went as a head coach, you looked at the cupboards were full when he left. He may not have stayed there that long, but when you were set up to make a run after he left. John Gruden was the guy who took a team was already built and took it to another level. Tony Dungy built the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Unfortunately, they just couldn't get over the hump. And Gruden was there with those players that Tony Dungy had gotten and took them to Victor Waterfall's got you. What's up, man? But when it came time for those players to be replaced, he was an idiot as far as being a personnel manager. And you could see some of the moves that they made with him as the owner as the Raiders, and you're kind of like, you got rid of Khalil Mack, and then you actually went back to Chicago later on and said, would you like to trade him back to us? You got rid of CeeDee Lamb. I mean, you just looked at these things and say, you're kind of like Joe the fan making moves. So it'll be interesting to see where the Raiders go from here. But you know what? That ain't my problem. They're over in the AFC. We got to play them later on. We'll deal with those dudes later on. I'd rather deal with my Dallas Cowboys right now. And I definitely need to deal with the lovely ladies in the place. And I see, of course, Gina Thorne. What's up, Gina? And Lola. What's up, Lola? Tay Cowboys. What's up, Tay? How you doing? Gina C. What's up, Gina? Gina, long time no see, Gina. Gina, when am I going to see you? I would love to meet you at some point, Gina. Roland's Review. What's up, Roland? Susie. What's up, Susie? I know I saw Sarah Green up in here. What's up, Sarah? And Sheila. Oh, Sheila Neal. Oh, Sheila, how you doing tonight? Shout out to all the lovelies in place. And I think Maya's probably right there behind you, right, or with you right there, Joseph, right? Hello, Maya. What's up? It may be quiet in here. We may not see the giant cockroaches today. We probably won't see the giant cockroaches because they've scattered. They've run and hid. They've gone, goodbye. We won't see them for quite a while. We may not see too many Washington fans either. We might see a few Eagle fans because they did get the victory. I didn't get Lola. What up? I thought I got Lola. Oh my God. Back yourself, Mark. But you know what's kind of cool today? You know, I've been doing a lot of this today. I've been doing a lot of running my fingers through my hair. You don't appreciate some things until it's actually put up. I want to say thank everybody here. Thank everybody here for all the birthday wishes. And if you guys have not checked out our game day live streams where we follow everybody in the NFC East. Oh, there's Brian. Brian, what's up, Brian? Still got a Washington fan. Shout out to Brian. I just want to give you a little taste, and I want to say thank you. I thought the baby factory was closed. You know, I've seen my kids grow up, you know, Michael, you know, from holding him the first time and seeing Kayla, you know, being shot out, my stepdaughter, Aisha. You know, they're all grown folks and things, you know, and now that I'm 56, I didn't think I'd have any more kids. But I've been blessed with a new baby. I've been making some babies.
Hernandez.
You hear me, Mark? I'm not having a
Look at this fool.
formation, you geek.
Look at this.
Legal formation, Mark.
He's literally calling me out.
It's okay. It's okay.
Lola, 22 months as a member. Shout out to Lola. Appreciate you.
Meltdown camp. You didn't see that?
First and 15. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Thunder and lightning. Did you see that, Pizzle? Did you see that? Did you see that, Pizzle?
He's probably the best player on your team.
Oh,
I like
okay.
his little man cave, though.
Somewhere in there's one of my racks, which is, I appreciate it.
Birthday. Oh, yeah, birthday party over the Holmes residence.
Rasheed, how
Passing
you
the
doing,
cake
man?
around. Where's my
I'm making
cake,
it.
Mark?
Uh-oh.
Oh, where's my slice?
Where's this? Come on and get it, Pizzle.
Where's my damn slice at, Mark? You
Hey,
can't tell me a slice.
Pizzle, here's your slice.
Pizzle.
No, you don't have the headphones on.
You
Right,
can't
I turned it up.
slice.
Come on by, Pizzle. We'd love for you to be here right now, buddy.
Thank you. How about you thank me?
Here you go. To you, Pizzle. He's like, where's my slice?
Hold on.
For real.
What am I supposed to do? My quarterback's hurt. Mark Holmes is eating cake.
Mark Holmes is eating cake.
Halftime.
And my quarterback's hurt. Pizzo.
And you're running back.
Pizzo. Tell him that they sabotaged us, Pizzo.
Cypress Air's winter
I
sale
love some cake and ice cream.
Me too.
fireplace to gas and get
Yep. I love the corn.
I want some cake, man.
He's Pizzle. I want some cake, man.
I'm the one that should be sad.
Oh, Lordy. Pizzle wants some cake.
You can have some cake with that T-shirt.
Hey, Pizzle, we got 2 cakes.
Not over yet, but I have a good feeling about this. I got a good feeling.
Okay, you guys, this right here still belongs to Pizzo.
The belt still belongs to Pizzo, Michael. The belt still belongs to Pizzo.
He said, hey, Pizzle.
Run heavy
3.
attack, huh, Mark? Is that what you're going with, Mark?
He said, is that what you're going with, Mark?
Like the Giants?
Yes.
Fires right side, incomplete. Xavier McKinney on the coverage.
That's right, baby.
Yeah, Schultz, you got to catch that, bro.
You got to catch it. It was a little behind, but yeah.
Down this, Mark.
He should have caught that.
No,
I don't want to hear
flag.
that. He should have caught
That
it.
was
He
a good
should've
no
got it.
flag. That was a good no flag. That was on
Okay.
Schultz. Schultz should have caught that.
You should have caught it. Come on, man.
Or
Listen.
was that Dak's fault?
No, it's the defense.
Okay, all right. This guy, Pizzle is crazy.
That's how you make a field goal.
And that's how, this is how you do it.
My kicker has a better
now. We got over 1,000 likes. We had over 1,600 people watching at one time. And Rashid over
Let's not
here,
forget that Mark Holmes was scared this week, had to beg him to take the bet, had to beg him to participate, had to beg him to have some fucking balls. So good on him to come in late in the game and do that. But he was scared to death all week long. Giants lose their starting quarterback, lose their running back, lose their receiver, and the Cowboys get every fucking break in God's creation to get the win like they do. It's what it is.
Get for the grand. Get for the grand.
Look this way. Look this way.
All right, just having a little bit of fun and reliving what was a great, great day yesterday. While we were playing that, I was looking up a little bit more on the John Gruden situation. What we had been hearing, at least the last couple of days, was only the email that went to Bruce Allen about DeMar Smith. But apparently they've uncovered lots of different emails. Gruden denounced the emergence of women as referees, the drafting of a gay player. So this is recent, when you start talking about some of the women referees have only been the last couple of years. And tolerance against players protesting and playing during the national anthem. He also exchanged emails with former President Bruce Allen and other men, including photos of women only bikini bottoms, including one photo of 2 Washington team cheerleaders. Yeah. Wow. So this ties, wow. So this whole web ties in with the Washington football team. The reason why Dan Snyder put his wife as CEO of the company to step back because the NFL had been investigating them. And apparently his brother, who was the head coach, and him and Bruce Allen and all of this twisted stuff, it's just intertwined. And it apparently it's just getting deeper. And he's going to step down probably before more comes out. So it wasn't just one email about DeMar Smith. It was a complete pattern of misogynistic, racist, non-tolerance behavior. And probably the more this came out, the less effective he may be as a coach. I mean, seriously, if you lose the locker room, there's not much you're going to be able to do. Yeah. And that's actually sad. That's really sad that in this day and age, you have to understand where I came from. I like to say that I'm old, not as a derogatory statement. I like to say it because I've seen a lot of things. You have to understand, I remember when they landed on the moon. Or some people say, we didn't land on the moon. Okay, I saw the pictures and the videos of us supposedly landing on the moon, so however you want to take that. But I remember when Martin Luther King died. I was the first class in my elementary school to integrate. So growing up through all of that, I never thought that my kids and things would have to be dealing with that situation. And the NFL is basically clamping down on this situation. We'll see who the Raiders get to replace them and see how it affects that team. The team had finally started to gel and started to do some things right, but yeah. Well, William, that's what we're hearing, that, with Washington, because the Washington football team, they are still in a lot of hot water because of they did things like with the cheerleaders, took them to the Bahamas and basically took their passports away and ended up using them basically to help get season ticket holders favors and things, some really icky stuff, that their front office was really a toxic environment and things. And that's why Bruce Allen and the whole crew had to go, and they had to basically start up. I deal with it on the road. What's up, Trucker's Life? How you doing? Maya Lee. I figured I was Maya Lee. Shout out to another lady. Maya. Are you Joseph's Maya? Are you my Maya? Maya, how are you doing? Miss Lola, how are you? Trying to catch back up with the chat here. So, That's the latest we got from the John Gruden situation. I'm sure more is going to come out. But for our Cowboys, my premise for tonight, my big question for the night is, are the Dallas Cowboys peaking? Are we already at the pinnacle of what this team can be, or are we just getting set there? I've been talking to my man, Rio. Rio is like, congratulations on winning the NFC East. I'm like, dude, we're only 5 games in. He's like, man, he said, unless the Eagles, Peter from Charlotte. Hey, how you doing, Peter? What's up? I said, are you kidding me? I said, it's only 5 games of the season. There's 12 more games. He's like, unless the Eagles can step up and somehow do something. He's like, my Washington team, he's like, it's just bad. He said, I'm looking at the schedule and trying to figure out, should I sell my tickets and just come hang out at your house, because it's just bad. And for the Giants, as much as I want to kick the Giants' teeth in, you hate seeing Daniel Jones, Barkley. You got to feel for Barkley because, being the guy that everybody thought was supposed to be, the guy, that guy just can't get any luck. I mean, to come back and literally be carried off again, they go out and they get Galladay. Galladay gets hurt. I mean, they literally are broken up. So if you're the Giants right now, knowing you got Jason Garrett and Joe Judge and you've lost your players that you have, your supposed cornerstone pieces, you have to feel bad for the Giants. Well, thank you, Jeremy, for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that. And then if you're the Cowboys, you start saying, okay, we got New England with Mac Jones, who's thrown 5 picks in the last 2 games, and we got Diggs, who's gotten 6 interceptions over the last 5 games. And you look at that and say, has Bill Belichick lost it? Because New England, you thought that their defense would be better. New England's a bad team. Now, we are playing in New England, but you look at that and say the Cowboys definitely are the better team going there. And then we have the bye week. Then we have the Minnesota Vikings. And by the time we get to Minnesota, after that game, you get Lyle Collins back. You should be getting Michael Gallup back sometime around there. We heard that D-Law and the Canadian Bulldozer, Gallimore, probably be another month. Not real blood. That's the best juice. Thomas Garrett Jr., I just had to post the breaking news on my Facebook page. Yeah, John Gruden, we should have known that there was more than just one email. Yeah. Is Rashid still crying over the Giants? You know what? Rashid's a warrior. Rashid will be back on Sunday. I can guarantee you. Cock-cock-cock-a-chew. Okay. He said in the emails over the course of years. Yeah. Well, it had to be, of course, of years because female referees have only been the last 2 years. The anthem, playing of the Black national anthems was just last year. So this is stuff that's been, like last year. And if they've already found those, L4G, man, what's up? Oh, man. Oh, L4G. You're so wrong. Let's take a moment of silence for rest in peace, John Gruden. Rest in peace, Giants. Rest in peace, Cop Pizzle's feeling. And rest in peace, anyone in the way for the Dallas Cowboys on the way to the Super Bowl. Matt Reynolds. Oh, my God, man. Matt, thank you so much. Oh, my God. Matt Reynolds. I don't know. Where is Michael tonight? Anybody seen Michael? I ain't seen Michael all day. Daggone. Okay. I knew that Gruden, that's Gruden's last. Do we have a weakness? Tyler Baddish. Our center scares me. If you're asking me, I worry about bull rushers coming up the middle, and I worry about a couple of those snaps that we get sometimes with Tyler Baddish. Now, what may happen, this is me thinking about this. I think that we have Connor McGovern on the bench. We got Lyle Collins is coming back. Connor McGovern has done some snapping, but for whatever reason, they haven't really used him much at center as much as they have Connor Williams. I think that if the problems continue with Tyler Badish, that you may see when Lyle Collins come back, that they take Connor Williams and they move him to center, and they go through and they take and start playing Connor McGovern at guard. And, of course, you got Terrence Steele, L4G. Michael's in the mailbox waiting for that strap. Oh, damn. It'll be interesting to see if he does send it back. He did ask me for my for my address this morning. So I'm assuming he's going to do that. And I asked him for his so that way I could send him his shirt, because you know who his daddy is, right? You know. I got 2 new kids, and I'm hoping I can get a third with Rio. Get me a Washington football fan. Was she his girlfriend Sunday? Was who his girlfriend? Kramer Malone, we looked good. Oh, we looked so good. But let's be clear. We had a great offense. We've had great offenses before. But what we haven't had is a defense that's been taking the football away and stomping people out. Or should I say, as Zeke Elliott would say, choking people out. And I wanted to play a few minutes of Dan Quinn, just a few minutes, just so we can get a taste of what we get for a defensive coordinator, because I could listen to him all day. Jason Renfro, shout out to you. Thank you very much for the super chat. And let's go to the tape real quick here.
Their roles. And I think that's one of the things we talked about, as far as a role goes, of taking it as far as you can, whatever that role is. And some of those opportunities are different for different people. And I think that's more ways that you can contribute. And now that we're in and you have some roles to go, I think it's a big deal. In fact, I called one of my friends this morning. I was thinking about Udonis Haslam when I was driving in and I spoke to Eric Spoelstra and what made him so special for 20 years into this role. He said, well, one, he was probably one of the toughest and meanest defenders in the league, but he also had said he also wants to help everyone be at their best. And I went on to say, like last year, I think he had played in like one game, 2 points, and gotten thrown out. But when you talk about respect and like their forever captain of what he stands for, I said, there's all sorts of ways that you can impact the team. And that's one of the good parts about being here, with Mike, to say you can take it as far as you can. There's no limit about what you can do and where your role can be. And so we just discussed that for a bit and what it can mean and where you take it from here, because we got a lot to work on for sure. And we're going to work our asses off to get there, and lots to do for this week. And but I like the improvement. Our tackling improved. We made a big emphasis on that, and it's all that come to life. So lots more to work on, but I like the energy and the effort of where the guys are at.
In our weekly question of how well is Trayvon playing, can you just talk about him a little bit more, and just kind of the juncture of confidence and study that allows you to kind of feed into your talent?
Right. And I think one of the things that was remarkable about for him, he really had a tough week. He was battling with pink eye on both of them. You see him, there's like just gunk and nastiness flowing out of his eyes, like, and big shade on at practice, and just going and battling and getting ready, knowing that he needed the reps. But I think it really shows this is a true competitor. And, to go for the ball skills, to go finish it out. And it would have been easy for him just to back away and say, I got to get this right. You feel like you're wanting to scratch your eyes out. And I thought that showed a lot, for him just to battle it through. And so I've certainly been impressed. But where does it come from? He's quiet by nature, but I would say don't confuse that quiet demeanor. This is a true wolf in sheep's clothing. I mean, this guy is a rare competitor, and I love the way he goes after it and battles. And he's got some excellent players to go against in practice. So if you want to really test yourself, look no further than our own practice field. And he's definitely, usually up for that challenge as it goes through.
The competitive is one thing, but the ball skills and the ability to catch the ball. Yep. That seems like that's off the charts for him.
It does. And you want to have good ball skills, and then there's guys who have excellent ball skills, and he falls under that category. And when it goes up, do you attack it like you're going to catch it, or do you go up to defend it? He goes up like he's going to get it.
That's right.
What stands out to you about his ball tracking ability?
I think he can, like playing DB, it's hard because sometimes you just have to play the flash of the ball. In other words, you're playing on the receiver and he and I are running down the field together, and as he looks up, you're working through his hands or, just catching the very, last little bit. And so the elite receivers can do that where they don't have to just look at the ball. I can certainly remember like many times in practice with Julio Jones, the ball would be here and he'd put his head down and start digging again and then go get it. And it was always like so remarkable for me to see that. I hadn't, usually you see a guy just running and looking at it and diving, and he would say, nope, I got to go a little further, and then look back. And so having those kind of ball skills where you know where it is, where to track it, where it's going to be, that's a whole nother level. And I'd love to say we've been really coaching Trayvon up on that, but that would be a lot of bullshit. Okay.
That's a lot of bullshit. Don't you love this guy? Don't you love him?
What I can say, is like this is a rare competitor who really works hard at his game. And the little of the details to get right, he really works hard at that spot, because there's one thing about being bold, and then there's another thing about, taking a chance where that's not the right time to do that. And you have to have some latitude to know and trust the person to say, hey, I trust this player to make the right decision in the moment, and we certainly do trust him.
What was your first impression of him after taking the job? Was it a lot of these things that you're talking about now, or did you see that early on?
I think I saw it early on, the ball skills, the tracking. What I did see, one of the areas from an improvement from 20 to 21, and I'm not comparing, but I thought he's an excellent tackler as well. And so when you see him, the crack happens, he's got space against a runner or a receiver. So for him in the short area, the tackling, I certainly was impressed by that. But I would say just overall, just his knowledge, like those are things, this is a player going into his second year. And so he's making that jump that you hope players do, going from year one to year two, and that acceleration that takes place. Not all the time, but most often this is when the biggest jump, and then another one from 2 to 3 and 3 to 4. But when you get to a new space and how do I take it further, I think he's doing that.
Do you have a boxing analogy why it's so hard to win in Foxborough?
No, they got an exceptional team and exceptional coaches. They do a lot right. And so the teams that generally do a lot right are hard to beat. They're good fundamentals. They take care of the ball. They play well situationally. So they've just always been, exceptionally well coached.
And there you have it. You know what? You got to love, you love his description of stuff. Listening to him, it's a pleasure as opposed to what we used to get like from Jason Garrett and crew. When you think about Diggs having pink eye last week, let me say it again. He had pink eye last week, eye draining and stuff spurting out, as they said it, and still has the tracking ability to get out there. James Nooks, what's up, man? Have you seen the Budweiser frog? I've seen them out at the pond. They haven't been hanging there together, but you know what? I may need to pull that clip back out because, the last time that clip was played was in '95 when the Cowboys won the Super Bowl. So maybe things are aligning for the Cowboys. Kramer Malone, what was the last time the defense was under Dave Wanstead? He demanded speed. Yeah, Kramer, that was back, of course, during the 90s as well. He was our defensive coordinator. So, yeah, it's been that long. Teams don't want to be associated with him right now. Yeah, somebody was saying that somebody will pick up John Gruden. I'm not sure that that's going to be the case because I think with what's coming out and with the NFL doing what they're doing, that he will be kind of untouchable. Somebody had said that, well, this stuff happened, 2011. That was the tip of the iceberg, and now there's reports that the cheerleaders, that he was sending pictures of the Washington cheerleaders topless and stuff back and forth in emails. That he said things about the anthem protest, about the anthem, Black National Anthem being played, about female referees. So now the problem is when you start seeing all this, you're going to have players that are going to be looking at him side-eye. Then you've got officials now that are female officials that may be like, oh, yeah, you definitely aren't going to get any calls, and so on. So it's kind of a bad thing where what they're reporting is he's going to resign and not be fired. But basically it's like you can be fired or you can resign. It's up to you. and it's better to say I resigned than to say I was fired. Cowboys play calling definitely has been great with Kellen Moore. The Cowboys, what's amazing to me is they can beat you right now in so many different ways. It's insane because, listen to this. Right now, for all those talking heads out there that said Zeke Elliott is done, Zeke Elliott is on pace for 1,536 yards, which would be the second best season that he's had in his career. Salute, Washington diehard fan. Appreciate you, dude. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Tony Pollard is on pace for 1,105 yards. He's on pace for more yards than Zeke had last year as our starting running back, as the backup running back. This is like the days for you, Washington diehard fan. You'll remember when you had John Riggins and Joe Washington, your Thunder and Lightning. You had your bruising back in John Riggins. You had Joe Washington, who was the scat back, third down back that could go ahead and just bust people wide open. And with those two running backs, you wore teams down. And you're seeing that right now with the Cowboys offense. But you can look at CeeDee Lamb, who's on pace for 1,188 yards and 6 TDs. Dalton Schultz may get close to 1,000 yards. Dalton Schultz has gotten 6 receptions in the last 3 games, each of the 3 games, which is unbelievable, because people thought, oh, we need Kyle Pitts. We got to get Kyle Pitts. Kellen Moore to Giants, Mark Wood. Oh, hell no, Jerry. I can guarantee you that Jerry Jones is not going to let Kellen Moore get out of here. He will not let Kellen Moore get out of here. Mark, wonderful time watching your birthday. And oh, my God, that was so much fun yesterday. It was freaking insane. Amari Cooper is on pace for 1,100 yards. And Dak Prescott is on pace for 43 touchdowns and 4,600 yards. It is literally insane when you look at this. And then you look on the flip side, the defense is on pace for 33 sacks and about 40 turnovers. This is almost embarrassing where the team is. Now, that's not to say that the team is going to be there. That's not to say the team is going to be playing like this every game and throughout the season. There's going to be high spots and low spots. But when you look at the Cowboys right now and you think that Dan Quinn has literally taken a rookie linebacker and made him defensive end because DeMarcus Lawrence isn't here, and ended up doing that. When you think about the players that you thought were going to be starters and Tristan Hill and Gallimore haven't, played a down yet, and you're bringing in rookies and free agents and stuff, and they are playing lights out. When you think that your number one safety going the season, Donovan Wilson, has only played 1 play, and yet you've got a rotation of depth at safety where you can look at our safety situation, and it's night and day different from where we were, and you know that you're getting some of these other players back, you all of a sudden start going like, oh, my God. And so when I listen to Philly 500 saying, man, you guys, you've won the division. And in Rio, in some regards, they may be right that the only thing that's going to stop this team is going to have to stop itself. That's about the only way. This team is loaded this year. How they became so loaded so quickly, I don't know. I mean, last year, we couldn't find an offensive lineman. We couldn't find a pass rush. We couldn't find anybody who could cover. Now, all of a sudden, you're taking Jabril Cox, who's getting his first opportunity yesterday, in place of Jalen Smith, and you look at it like, oh, my God, look at this guy. And then you think that DeMarcus Lawrence is going to come back, and you're going to have Micah Parsons that you can put all over the place. You got Jabril Cox, you got Keanu O'Neal, and you even got Van Der Esch out there now doing the swipe. It's just like, damn, we need a longer game just so we can play everybody. The Cowboys got physical nastiness. Oh, my God. And they are pounding people. That's where I said Vegas needs to do an over and under on how many people will be carted out. It's literally that good. Jason Renfro? Wait a minute. It's a shame that the Giants try to break. Oh, that dude was trying to do a gator roll on him. You know, I'm surprised they didn't pull a flag on that one. But you know what? It's all good. Karma's a bitch. Isn't the offense better than Kansas City? Right now, you got to definitely say that the Dallas Cowboys overall are definitely better than Kansas City. And right now, you got to look at the Cowboys with the second highest scoring offense. I think Buffalo is the highest, but the most in yardage. Yeah, you have to look at it. Right now, Kansas City, now they're going to FedEx Field this weekend. That's the slump busters. They'll get a win. They'll get back to 500. But Kansas City, without that defense and getting those extra takeaways, they're not the same team. And that goes to show you, when people would say, oh, well, Dak Prescott, he's not winning. So do you look now and say, well, Kansas City's 2-3. Did Pat Mahomes regress? No. Stupid. The defense got bad. It's more than just the quarterback. Gina, see, you're from the beautiful part of the country. The remaining schedule is favorable. You know, you look at the schedule, and you think that we have New England next, and then we have Minnesota, and you think that we still have the Giants again, Washington twice, and Philadelphia, that we've got Atlanta, we've got the Saints, we've got Denver. Now we got the Raiders, who've now lost their coach, Kansas City. You look at our schedule right now, and you look at it and you say, the Cardinals are probably the toughest team left on our schedule right now. I can't believe I'm saying that, but the Cardinals may be the toughest team you have left to face on the schedule. You've already played Tampa. You played Carolina. Like I said, we got New Orleans and Atlanta. New Orleans, they're up and down. They're not. Jameis Winston was shameless Jameis yesterday. Thomas Garrett, what's up? You got Denver. You've got the Raiders. You got Kansas City. Kansas City will be the worst one there. The Raiders, like I said, may have imploded thanks to John Gruden. You've got Minnesota. You've got the Cardinals. You got New England. You got the Eagles, the Giants, and Washington twice. So honestly, anybody scared out there? Michael Creed, the biggest shout out to Will McClay, which is another guy that you can't believe is not gone someplace else, because you think about getting Diggs in the second round. That's just insane. The Chiefs look terrible. The Bills kicked. Well, right now, if you're saying the best teams in football, Buffalo, to me in the AFC, looks like the best team because they can run the football. They have a great defense. They'll have home field advantage with that cold weather up in Buffalo, so they're probably the scariest. Kansas City could right the ship, but that defense has got to be the major turnaround for them. They don't scare me there. Tampa Bay, of course, is still Tampa Bay. They're really good. The Cardinals are really good. Green Bay, I'm still not sold. Green Bay taking that butt whipping week 1 against the Saints, and then yesterday kind of struggling with the Bengals. I'm not sure exactly what Green Bay really is. Yeah, Arizona's definitely on the hit list, and we'll find out. That's going to be the big game. Just checking because Stewart. Yeah, Stewart's he's waiting for surgery right now. And if you just tuned in, Stuart Morrison, who runs our Discord channel, and great friend, great fan of the show, right now is dealing with possibly having his leg amputated, and he's in the hospital now waiting. So if you can put him in your thoughts and prayers tonight, we would definitely appreciate that, because we need him to get better. He'll probably be in the hospital for a few days and things, and I worry about him. McClay deserves the GM title. I think basically they've kind of internally, he's getting paid well, and it's like, look, Will, you're the GM, because he's making he's doing the calls. It's just that Jerry just needs that title. Green Bay has always spoiled it for us. I hate Green Bay. Well, Brandon, here's what's interesting. When you talk about, can he get 10? Well, he's got 6. He only needs 4 more, and I know that only 4, considering that no other Cowboys since 2011 has gotten more than 4. That's a tall task. But the way he can target the ball and zero in on it, he is like a guided missile intercepting, the Patriot missile. That's what we need to call Diggs, the Patriot missile, because he just goes in there and just steps in there. That recovery that he had yesterday and getting there and getting the ball was freaking insane, knowing that he had pink eye this week. Now, the NFL record is 14 by Dick Night Train Lane. Dick Night Train Lane. This is almost insane. In 1952, as a rookie, had 14 interceptions in a 12-game season. And understand, back in 1952, they didn't do more than about 15 or 20 passes a game. Now, the Dallas Cowboys record is 11 by Emerson Walls. So, can he get 10? The way he's going, definitely. Could he get 14? I wouldn't put it against him. If teams are going to be stupid like the Giants were yesterday and continue to throw at him, yeah. But I think what you're going to see is people are going to realize you got to stay away from him. You just got to stay away from him. Will Pizzle surrender the belt? He asked for my address. We'll see if it comes this week. We'll see if it comes. I asked him for his address so I could send him the shirt, but he didn't give me that one. So I don't know what he's going to do. D2 Stu, love you. He will get 12. His tracking is on it. Oh, my God, his tracking is incredible. Sold Out Productions, wow. Kerry should listen to his friend in New England and let football people run the front office. Cheeseheads were giving away the game to the Bengals. Yeah. These NFL kickers aren't practicing. If they're not practicing, I don't know what they're doing. I think the ball, the quarterback, it makes it look like and he makes him pay. But, and again, he may be playing possum some, because like I said, when you saw him on that interception yesterday, it looked like he was beat, but all of a sudden he just closed that gap and just takes it away. Matt, you're right. Kickers are sucking this year big time. Oh, great news. Okay. Sorry, keeping you guys up. I'm keeping my eye down here. Thank you, Corey and Mark. They're not amputating my leg. They're going to do everything they can with new antibiotics and all kinds of stuff to try and take care of it without surgery. But likely there's a foot surgery coming very soon, if not tomorrow, to cut it open and drain it and see if they can fix some of the things. So, see, your prayers are beginning to work already. So make sure you keep looking out for my man, Stewart, and putting him in your prayers. Kicking ain't easy. Pumping ain't easy. Pimping ain't easy. Justice showed his flashes in preseason, and he may be putting him into the fire. Okay. Well, the thing is we still have so many players that are just getting out on the field. Here's what's insane. Micah Parsons is the guy I worry about, because he is playing almost every snap on the defense. But once you get past Micah Parsons, most of the guys are only playing like 34 or less snaps. And you start thinking about, oh, Jabril Cox, let's play that guy. Okay, let's get him. Oh, we got Keanu Neal. Oh, we got Vander. We've got so many players that you almost forget that we got this guy and that guy. You know, here it is, Jabril Cox. He finally gets out there and he's like, I want to get me some. I want to get some. And, you know, he goes through and he lays the wood on Daniel Jones and knocks him the heck out. And it's like, wow. And y'all may say I'm a hater, but that tackle on Daniel Jones, and let's be clear, Daniel Jones is their leading rusher this year. Daniel Jones has actually done some damage, and it's sad for the Giants because Daniel Jones is probably their most valuable player. For him to get knocked out, that really hurts them. I don't know that Jalen Smith doesn't get carried into the end zone on that tackle. I can't say that he doesn't because Jalen Smith can't step into a tackle. Let me get the wheel. I don't know where Michael is. I guess maybe he's tired. Hang on, guys. Oh, I tell you what. Here's what we'll do. Let's let you guys have a little bit of fun while I grab this. One of my great kids.
Everybody know King Dick back here, and so before we start this video, I gotta get this mother humping thing out of the way. Mark Holmes is my daddy. Okay, that's out of the way. Ow!
Hopefully, we'll see Pizzle do the walk of shame like that too. He did do. Oh, hold on. I may have to look for that. Let me put on in all these super chats. We're gonna do another drawing. I've been out in the workshop today trying to get that stuff together. Let me see if Pizzle. Hold up. If you're telling me Pizzle did one, we got to watch this thing. Oh, my goodness. Hold up.
What's going on? It's Scott Pizzle.
Hold up.
When this video gets uploaded, more than likely this belt will already be sent on its way.
Oh.
Michael Anthony and Mark Holmes. I wanted to make one last video with it and talk about the significance of it.
Oh, my goodness, guys.
What it's meant to me and my quest for it and my quest to keep it. And just
Pizzle,
share one more thing with my subscribers in regards with it. You know, I come from an old school of YouTube.
Old school.
You know, I was a channel that was created in 2007, very early days of YouTube.
That's the beginning. Shout out to you, Pizzle.
YouTube was a completely different world back then. I mean, it was almost like an underground world. Whereas now YouTube is such a big thing, and you know, it just seems like everybody's got a YouTube channel. Hell, even celebrities, you know, all sorts of kind of people have YouTube channels now, and there's so much content to consume on YouTube. But with YouTube changing in that regard, the content creators have changed as well.
What?
You know, I personally don't love the YouTube of today. I enjoy the old school of YouTube. Some of you guys have probably been following my channel for a really long time. You remember the rivalry that I had with Halen 88 and J Wad and maybe John Ammo from the Eagles and Mike and Ike, Redskins fan. You know, there were I've had some really great rivalries here on YouTube and made some great content over the years. Some things I'm proud of, some things I'm not proud of. You know, you make content, you throw it against the wall to see if it sticks, and sometimes it doesn't stick. But, you know, a guy like me has a hard time because of the way I view YouTube. I sometimes have a hard time fitting in. And you know, this new wave of YouTube, you know, what people want, and you know, there's so many guys that, you know, they want to break down all 22 film, and they want to pretend to be general managers and whatever. You get what I'm saying? I'm not here to complain about those guys, but you get what I mean. Like, that's what YouTube is now. And for me, YouTube is about trash talk. YouTube is about
You can still do that, man. We've been doing it all week.
It's about just something more than what you see today. I often think about how so many of you who consume YouTube now are missed out on so many to me the glory days of what used to be on YouTube, and so I miss it. And some of you may have been following that long, and I'm sure you miss it too. I've tried to bring some of the TTC with me when I go at some of these new age YouTubers, and I hope that those that, you know, enjoyed the TTC or consumed it in some ways are proud of me, you know, to try to keep that spirit alive. But in terms of this belt, I think in the summer of 2019,
at least he's taking the giant thing
I made
off
a
of
video where I attacked Mark Holmes and Philly 500 and said that their channel,
Yes.
I basically said their channels were overrated and they stunk and stuff like that.
Yep.
And a lot of people said some true statements where they said, like, those guys don't ever say anything bad. They're good guys. They're this and that, you know, bunch of stuff. And
I'm waiting for it because, see, he's
people
going to
that
lull
were
you to
saying
sleep,
these
and then
things,
he's going to come
I got
at
attacked
you.
in so many different ways. There were so many people that were trying to, like, cancel me. They were trying to cancel Cop Pizzle. You know, they're going on Twitter saying things. They're saying things on YouTube. I mean, people literally tried to cancel Pizzle.
Oh, we don't want you to go
I don't
nowhere.
even know what you're going to cancel, but that was the point. is they said, oh, this guy is he's just a loudmouth, and we should just cancel him. We should just ignore him.
No, you're my boy. This is my son.
They
We're
didn't
not canceling your
realize,
son.
in my opinion, the grand scheme of it all, the purpose of it, the reasoning behind what I'm doing. And let me ask you this question. Did you have fun this past week with this whole deal here?
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't that fun? Wasn't that exciting?
We had a
I mean,
ball
you did your
yesterday.
Cowboys
I ain't
fan,
gonna lie to
subscriber
you.
to
We had a
Mark.
ball.
Isn't it great that Pizzle lost and he has to give up the strap to Mark and his boy? And if you're a subscriber of Cop Pizzle or a supporter of my channel, wasn't it fun to see, you know, me mix it up with Mark Holmes and stuff? But those people didn't understand the grand scheme. They just live in a world where we just cancel everything. That's the society we live in.
Mm-hmm.
I want to live in a world where if somebody challenges you, you challenge back. You know, I'm not saying be a combative person all the time, but compete.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody calls you out, you go after them. You see what they're really all about. You know, that's the society that I want to live in. Conflict. And I want to battle.
Joseph, come on,
man. That's what I
man.
thirst. That's what I want in life.
Come on, he's pouring his
You know,
heart out.
that's just the way that's the way I view YouTube. Doesn't mean that it's the right way. It's just how I view it. It's because it's the way it's the way I cut my teeth on here, and I think it's the way I always will be. And so, getting this belt was important because it wasn't about me getting it. It was about my channel and those that follow me and support the movement and what I do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was almost like we climbed a mountain. We took old school YouTube and was able to get the new school to buy into what we were doing.
Okay.
And we succeeded. We won. We achieved
Your
what we
team
wanted
did
to
yesterday.
achieve. And those that tried to cancel and those that didn't understand, you know, I think they're missing out on a lot in life, truthfully. And so, you know, I love the fact that I won this from Philly 500. I hate that I lost it. I'm losing it to Mark Holmes. But the reality is, with this thing coming and going, we were able to achieve something great. And I just wanted to say that of all the great things, cool things that I've done on YouTube, this is to me one of the coolest things I've ever done.
Come on.
And I didn't do it for myself.
Mary
I
Lon
didn't do
Washington, what's
it
up?
to make myself look good. I did it for my subscribers. And I did it for those that enjoy my channel. You know, this is a channel that fights like hell for space. This is a channel that gives everything that it's got every single time. This is a channel that understands that, yeah, content is king. If I produce content every single day, then yeah, my numbers would go up. But I don't want to produce content every single day because I want to give you a real fucking meal, not a TV dinner. I want you to look back at each one of my videos and say, yeah, that's my favorite. Because there's so many content creators today that are pushing out content that is so forgettable each and every time that you just forget them in a week.
Come on, Brandy. Come on.
But I don't
It's a
want you
swan
to forget
song.
about my content. I want you to look back at a video and say, damn, this was a damn good video by Pizzle. And I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Come on, man. DT,
And
come
so
on.
I'm happy that I was able to get a piece of this strap.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that I'm a part of its legacy.
You know, if the Giants win again, you can get it back.
Wherever it goes and whatever places it goes to and whatever new faces it sees, you know, it will always have a moment in time with Pizzle and little baby doll and obviously my son Maverick. So, you know, it was great to hold on to this strap as long as I did. My Giants kind of let me down, but we achieved a lot in getting this. We really did. And to all my subscribers out there, I hope you're proud of the effort that I put in. Don't ever be ashamed. Don't ever think that Pizzle doesn't have a plan and isn't doing something because there's a rhyme or reason. It took years in the making to make this happen and to make this past week happen. But that's the point. Is we laid down the foundation and the groundwork to make an awesome week this past week. And so for the first time in a really, really long time, it finally felt great to be on YouTube.
Some of your comments here, guys.
And I have a hard time letting things go. I'll be honest with you.
I don't think he's letting it go.
One of my personal struggles in life.
I don't think he's going to let it go.
I have a hard time letting go of things. I'm not a hoarder, but I have a hard time letting go of things. And I can't tell you how hard it is for me to box this up and send it to Michael Anthony and Mark Holmes. But it's the right thing to do. And I've wanted to let my YouTube channel go for a really long time.
Don't do it, man. We need you. We need you, Pizzle.
But that piece of me just keeps.
I'm still waiting for like the Jack in the Box, or just like the murderer that you think is dead that comes back and gets you.
Being honest, it's just one of my faults in life that I struggle with, and you know, like none of us are perfect human beings, but you know that's one of my biggest faults. So maybe one day this strap will come back home here in the Pizzle residence, but for now, it's on to other things, and I just wanted to have one more video with it, and I hope you guys enjoyed its time with me.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Okay. Wow. Shout out to you guys for letting me know that tape exists. I don't know that Michael knows. He needs Jessica. What's up, Jessica? Jessica and Lisa. Lisa, I'm sorry, I don't think I got you before, Lisa. What's up? Oh my goodness. I don't know how to feel about this now. You know, because you want to hate him, but then you see how sad he is about the belt. I don't know, man. I don't know. But anyway, let's go ahead and we're going to. Pizzle needs help. Some of y'all's comments, some of y'all ain't right. Some of y'all, you know you ain't right. And the Oscar goes, see? Give this guy a pillow and a blanket. Oh, come on, man. The belt's been has broke his heart, man. You know what? Leave my son alone. Leave my son alone. Okay. All right, here we go. We have one here. Tonight, we have for our winner, Obsteen's, Obsennis, Obsteen's. You think I broken? You know what? I think he put all of it. Obsteen's is our winner. I think he put everything into this belt. I think that was literally his reason for living. And now that the belt is lost, the Giants are lost. He's got Jason Garrett. He done thrown up his Italian sub. He's got maggot-infested meatball subs. I feel bad, man. I honestly feel bad. Do you guys feel bad for him? You guys feel bad for the Giants? Because I'm sure had the Cowboys lost, he would have called me up and said, you know what, Mark, don't shave your head. You know, he would have done that, wouldn't he? He would have done that, wouldn't he? He would have done that. Don't you think? Don't you think he would have done that? He's a nice guy, right? He seems so sad, Mary Lon. Well, Daniel Hernandez, so you need to sanitize that bell when you get it, bro. Oh, man. Hell to the no. So y'all are saying it's a trap. I'll believe it when I see it get here. I'll believe it when I see it get here. But in the meantime, if you're just tuning in, shout out to you. I appreciate everybody coming in. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. John Gruden has retired because apparently there's a lot more emails that are coming out, and he figured the best move now is to fall on the sword. The Dallas Cowboys, we got no new injuries in this game, which is great. We found a few more ballers in Jarrell Cox. Diggs is an absolute positive beast, and this guy right now is the number 3 running back in the NFL, on pace for 16 touchdowns and about 1,500 yards. And so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get ready to get out of here. I've got to update my shot glass video. We got a bunch of new members yesterday, and if you are a new member, make sure that you guys send me a picture with you and your shot glass so that way I can get you added to the videotape. And with that being said, I got a long day tomorrow, so I need to get to bed. Oh, wrong one. Damn. Let's try that again. Damn, I'm just messing up all kinds of ways tonight. That being said, turn out the lights, guys. The party's over. I'll see you later.
The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old.